A girl sitting in a wheelchair throws her money and a medical pump on the ground and calls out to another girl, asking her to help pick them up because she is feeling very unwell. The other girl picks up the money but then says, "Looks like my luck just struck," and leaves with the money. The second time, the girl in the wheelchair again throws her money and calls a man, telling him that her money has fallen and asking him to help. The man picks up the money and says, "It feels like I just won the lottery." He takes the money and leaves. The girl grabs his shirt and asks him to help pick up her pump because she is very sick, but the man only takes the money and leaves. The third time, the girl in the wheelchair throws her money again. Nearby, a little girl and her father are talking to each other. The father tells his daughter to pray that their interview goes well today so they can get selected. The girl in the wheelchair sees them and repeats the same act, saying that her money and pump have fallen and asking for help. The little girl picks up both the money and the pump and gives them back to the girl in the wheelchair. The girl in the wheelchair then uses her pump, and her health improves. She thanks the little girl and her father. It turns out that the girl in the wheelchair is not disabled at all. She was only testing who still had humanity left in them. She asks the little girl and her father where they are going, and they tell her about their interview and request her to pray for them. The girl in the wheelchair is actually a manager at an office. The little girl and her father arrive at the office for their interview. The father advises his daughter to think carefully before answering any question. When they enter the office, they see a headmaster and his wife sitting there. The headmaster and his wife smirk and say, "So she will work in our hotel. Just look at her face." The headmaster's wife rudely tells them to get lost, saying there is no place for them in the office. At that moment, the girl who had been sitting in the wheelchair, the manager, enters and sits down in front of the headmaster and his wife. She orders them to get out, saying that there is no place for them in this office. Then she turns to the little girl and her father, praises their kindness, and gives the little girl a position in her office. Finally, the father gets the job he was